Hello, and a very warm welcome to our channel. We are so glad you've chosen to spend your time with us today. We believe in tackling important health topics with facts, respect, and compassion, and today we are discussing a subject that is vital, yet often hidden in the shadows: sexuality and intimacy in our later years. For many, this topic can feel private, or perhaps even taboo. Society often acts as if seniors are not, or should not be, sexual beings. But what does the science say? What are the profound health benefits we might be ignoring? And what are the real challenges and solutions that need to be discussed openly? Today, we are going to explore why ignoring sexuality in old age can be a detriment to your physical and emotional health, based on credible research and medical understanding. But before we dive in, we want to hear from our wonderful community. Where are you watching from today? Are you joining us from the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, India, the Philippines, or perhaps somewhere else entirely? Please let us know by typing your city or country in the comments section below. We love seeing where our viewers are from. And if you believe these open, honest health conversations are important, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support is what allows us to keep creating this content for you. Now, let's begin. Before we explore the incredible health benefits of intimacy in our later years, we must first address the elephant in the room: the profound silence and stigma that surround this topic. Why is a natural, healthy part of human life so often treated as a secret when we get older? The answer lies in a complex web of societal myths and personal insecurities. The most pervasive and damaging myth is that of senior asexuality, the widespread, unspoken belief that the desire for intimacy simply fades away, or should fade away, after a certain age. Media, advertising, and even everyday jokes often portray seniors as being completely detached from sexuality. But the truth, supported by extensive research, is that the desire for physical closeness, romance, and intimacy is a fundamental human need that does not vanish with a certain birthday. It may change, it may evolve, but it very much endures. This myth is reinforced by a form of ageism that is deeply embedded even in our healthcare systems. Studies have shown that healthcare providers often hesitate to discuss sexual health with their older patients. They might assume a lack of interest, feel it's an inappropriate topic, or simply prioritize other health concerns. As a result, countless seniors suffer in silence with treatable conditions, like vaginal dryness or erectile dysfunction, because they are never given the opportunity to ask for help. They are made to feel that their concerns are not valid. Beyond these external pressures are the internal barriers we place upon ourselves. Many of today's seniors grew up in eras where these topics were not discussed openly. They may carry a lifelong conditioning that makes them feel shame, guilt, or embarrassment about their own sexual feelings. They might worry about what their adult children would think, or feel that expressing these desires at their age is somehow undignified. But this silence is not harmless. It creates a dangerous cycle of isolation. It can lead to profound loneliness, contribute to depression, and foster a feeling of being invisible or irrelevant in a world that often glorifies youth. Psychologically, it prevents people from seeking a form of connection that is proven to reduce stress and increase happiness. Physically, it stops them from getting help for real, treatable medical issues. Breaking this taboo, both in our society and within ourselves, is the first and most crucial step. Acknowledging that sexuality is a lifelong aspect of human health is essential. Now that we understand why this topic is so often ignored, let's explore exactly what we are missing out on. In our next chapter, we will delve into the incredible science-backed physical health benefits that an active, intimate life can offer. In our previous chapter, we discussed the taboos that wrongly silence conversations about senior intimacy. Now, let's move past the myths and look at the facts. What does medical science actually say about the physical benefits of remaining sexually active in our later years? The findings are both surprising and compelling. First, let's talk about the heart. Many people, especially those with existing heart conditions, may feel fear or anxiety about the exertion involved in sexual activity. But research presents a different story. Multiple studies have suggested a positive link between regular sexual activity and improved cardiovascular health. Think of intimacy as a form of moderate exercise. It can help lower blood pressure and may even reduce the risk of further heart events in those who maintain an active, intimate life. This isn't just about the physical exertion, it's also about the hormones released. The relaxation and stress reduction that intimacy provides are incredibly beneficial for your entire cardiovascular system. Of course, you must always consult your doctor if you have a pre-existing heart condition, but for most people, it is considered safe and beneficial. Next, let's discuss pain relief. As we age, chronic aches and pains from conditions like arthritis can become a daily reality. This is where the body's natural chemistry comes in. During arousal and especially at orgasm, the brain is flooded with a powerful cocktail of chemicals called endorphins. These are your body's own natural painkillers, a sort of internal morphine. This endorphin rush can temporarily alleviate chronic pain, from backaches to migraines, providing a natural and welcome relief. Are you or your partner struggling with sleep? Intimacy might be one of the best sleep aids available. After sex, the cuddle hormone oxytocin, combined with another hormone called prolactin, creates a profound sense of relaxation and drowsiness. This combination is known to promote deeper, more restful, and less interrupted sleep. Good sleep, as we all know, is the foundation upon which all other health, mental and physical, is built. Finally, there's your immune system. In a fascinating study, researchers found that individuals who were intimate regularly showed higher levels of a key antibody called immunoglobulin A, or IgA. This antibody is your body's first line of defense, found in your saliva and mucosal linings, helping you fight off common colds and other infections. When you look at this evidence, a new picture emerges. Far from being a risky or frivolous activity, a healthy intimate life should be framed as a key component of a holistic, active, and healthy lifestyle for seniors, just as important as good nutrition and regular exercise. While these physical benefits are impressive, they are only half the story. Next, we will explore how intimacy profoundly impacts our mental and emotional well-being. In our last chapter, we explored the remarkable physical benefits of intimacy, from heart health to a stronger immune system. But the human experience is not just physical. The connection between our bodies and our minds is powerful and undeniable. Now, let's explore the profound impact that intimacy has on our mental and emotional well-being as we age. One of the most significant challenges many people face in their later years is an increase in stress, anxiety, and feelings of loneliness. Life brings changes, retirement, children leaving home, the loss of loved ones, that can deeply affect our emotional equilibrium. This is where intimacy plays a crucial role. When we engage in affectionate touch, cuddling, or sexual activity, our brain releases a powerful hormone called oxytocin. Often called the cuddle hormone or bonding hormone, oxytocin is the chemical foundation of trust and connection. Its primary function in this context is to act as a natural anti-anxiety agent. It works by lowering cortisol, which is the body's main stress hormone. This chemical shift leaves us feeling calmer, safer, and more emotionally secure. A simple hug or holding hands with a partner can quite literally melt stress away. But the benefits to the brain don't stop there. A growing body of research is investigating the link between sexual activity and cognitive function in older adults. Several studies have suggested that seniors who remain sexually active tend to perform better on tests for cognitive skills like verbal fluency and memory recall. While the exact reasons are still being studied, the theory is that intimacy combines several beneficial factors. It's a social engagement, it reduces stress, which is toxic to brain cells, and it increases blood flow to all parts of the body, including the brain. It's another piece of the puzzle for maintaining a sharp and active mind. However, perhaps the most important emotional benefit is the one we feel most deeply, the strengthening of the relationship bond. As we navigate the journey of aging, having a partner who is truly with us is invaluable. Intimacy, in all its forms, is a vital form of communication. It's a way of saying you are still desired, you are still cherished, and we are still a team. In a long-term partnership, intimacy can be the glue that reaffirms a couple's connection after decades together. It provides a unique space for vulnerability, trust, and shared pleasure that cannot be replicated by words alone. This reinforcement of the partnership is a powerful antidote to the loneliness that can creep into modern life. It's important that we redefine intimacy. It is not just one specific act. It is the full spectrum of connection, the gentle touch, the deep cuddling, and the profound emotional closeness. All of these elements provide the mental and emotional benefits we've discussed. We've now seen how intimacy supports our physical and mental health. But what happens when our bodies begin to change in ways that make it more challenging? In our next chapter, we will talk openly about the physical realities of aging and how to navigate them. We've established the powerful benefits of intimacy for our physical and mental health. However, it is essential to have an honest conversation and acknowledge a simple truth: our bodies change as we age. For many, these physical changes can create new challenges that make intimacy seem difficult or less spontaneous than it used to be. The key is to understand what is happening and why. These changes are not a sign of failure or a loss of vitality, they are simply normal, biological shifts. For women, the most significant change is typically menopause. The decline in the hormone estrogen can lead to a variety of symptoms that directly impact sexuality. One of the most common is vaginal dryness, thinning, and a loss of elasticity, a condition known as atrophic vaginitis. This can make intercourse uncomfortable or even painful, a condition called dyspareunia. Furthermore, hormonal shifts can sometimes lead to a decrease in libido or a change in how a woman experiences arousal and orgasm. For men, the changes can be different but equally impactful. While men do not experience a sudden drop in hormones like menopause, there is a gradual decline in testosterone over the years. The most commonly discussed challenge is erectile dysfunction, or ED, which is the difficulty in achieving or maintaining an erection. This is incredibly common and affects a significant percentage of men over 60. But even beyond ED, men may notice other shifts. They might require more direct physical stimulation to become aroused, their erections may be less firm, or the time between ejaculations may become longer. If you are experiencing any of these changes, please hear this: you are not alone. And more importantly, this is not a personal failure. It is a medical and biological reality. The greatest danger here is not the change itself, but the response to it. Often, a man might experience ED once, feel embarrassed, and then avoid intimacy for fear it will happen again. Or a woman may endure painful intercourse silently, leading her to find reasons to avoid it. This is where communication breaks down, and couples drift apart, assuming their intimate life is simply over. But it does not have to be. These challenges are not stop signs, they are detours that require a new map. This is where we must introduce the concept of adaptive strategies. This means changing how you are intimate, rather than giving up on intimacy altogether. It means seeking medical solutions, which we will discuss later, and it means communicating openly with your partner. Understanding these physical realities is the first step. They are not the end of the story, they are simply the beginning of a new chapter in your intimate life, one that can be just as fulfilling. Of course, these normal aging processes can sometimes be complicated by other health issues. In our next chapter, we will discuss how chronic illnesses and common medications can also affect your sexuality. In our last chapter, we discussed the normal biological changes that come with aging. But for many seniors, these changes are not the only factor at play. Living with a chronic illness, or managing multiple health conditions, is a common reality. And both the conditions themselves, and the medications used to treat them, can have a significant impact on your sexual health. Let's start with some of the most common conditions. Take arthritis, for example. The joint pain, stiffness, and limited range of motion it causes can make certain positions uncomfortable or even painful. The challenge here is purely mechanical, but the fear of pain can be a powerful psychological barrier to intimacy. Then there is heart disease. As we mentioned earlier, while intimacy is generally good for the heart, many people who have had a heart attack or surgery live in fear. They worry that the exertion might trigger another event. This fear, whether spoken or unspoken, can cause both partners to avoid physical closeness, even when their doctor has given them the all-clear. Diabetes is another widespread condition that has a direct link to sexual health. Over time, high blood sugar levels can damage both the blood vessels and the nerves throughout the body. In men, this nerve damage is one of the leading causes of erectile dysfunction. In women, it can lead to reduced lubrication and difficulty with arousal. It is not just the illnesses, it's also the treatments. The medications that are essential for keeping us healthy can sometimes come with unwelcome side effects. Some of the most common culprits are blood pressure medications, particularly beta blockers, which can decrease libido and cause erectile difficulties. Antidepressants, especially SSRIs, are also well known for their potential to lower sex drive or make orgasm more difficult to achieve. Even over-the-counter antihistamines or sleep aids can have temporary effects. Now this brings us to a critical vital warning: you must never stop taking your prescribed medication because you are worried about its side effects. These medications are often life-saving. This is not a problem to be solved in silence. This is a problem to be managed with your doctor. If you suspect your medication is affecting your intimate life, this is a valid and important reason to schedule a conversation with your healthcare provider. In many cases, they may be able to adjust your dosage, or switch you to a different class of medication that has fewer sexual side effects. The key is management and adaptation. For pain from arthritis, it might mean planning intimacy for a time of day when you have the most energy, after your medication has taken effect. It might mean using pillows for better joint support or exploring new positions. For fear related to a heart condition, it means having an honest talk with your cardiologist about what is safe. Your health conditions are a part of your life, but they do not have to mean the end of your intimate life. It simply requires an extra layer of planning, communication, and medical teamwork. We've talked about the challenges. In our next chapter, we will focus entirely on the solutions. In our last 2 chapters, we've had an honest discussion about the challenges, both the natural physical changes of aging and the complications from chronic illness. It's easy to hear all of that and feel discouraged. But today, this chapter is entirely dedicated to good news. For nearly every challenge, there is a practical solution, a medical tip, or an adaptive strategy. Let's start with one of the most common and easily solved issues: vaginal dryness and discomfort. This is not something anyone should simply endure. The simplest, most immediate solution is to use a high-quality lubricant. You can find these over the counter at any pharmacy. Look for a water-based or silicone-based lubricant, as petroleum-based products can cause irritation. This one simple addition can make an enormous difference in comfort and pleasure. However, if dryness and thinning are persistent and severe due to menopause, please talk to your doctor. Medical solutions such as low-dose, localized estrogen therapy, which comes in the form of creams, rings, or tablets, can safely and effectively restore vaginal health for many women, making intimacy comfortable again. Now, for men experiencing erectile dysfunction, it's crucial to know that this is a highly treatable medical condition. The development of ED medications, such as sildenafil, Viagra, tadalafil, Cialis, and others, has been revolutionary. These are prescription medications that work by increasing blood flow, and they have a very high success rate. But, a word of caution is essential: these are powerful drugs. You must get them from your doctor after a proper health evaluation. This is especially true if you have a heart condition or are taking medications like nitrates, as the combination can be dangerous. Never buy these pills online without a prescription. Your doctor's guidance is key to using them safely and effectively. Beyond medication, there is a simple, free exercise that can benefit both men and women: pelvic floor exercises, also known as Kegels. For women, strengthening these muscles can improve bladder control and may increase sensation. For men, these same exercises have been shown to help improve erectile function and control. But the most powerful solution of all is not a pill or an exercise. It is communication. None of these medical tips will work if they are applied in silence. You must talk to your partner. It may feel awkward at first, but it is essential. Talk about what feels good and what doesn't. Talk about your fears and your desires. Talk about being open to trying something new, whether it's a lubricant, a different time of day, or simply a new position that is more comfortable for your joints. When you communicate, you stop being 2 individuals facing separate problems and start being a team working toward a shared goal: a fulfilling, connected, and pleasurable intimate life. We've covered the practical and medical. Next, let's broaden our perspective and discuss what intimacy really means. In our last chapter, we focused on the very practical medical solutions to the physical challenges of aging. But now, we need to take a step back and ask a very important question. When we talk about sexuality and intimacy, what do we truly mean? In a culture that is often focused on youth and performance, it is easy to fall into the trap of believing that intimacy equals one specific act: intercourse. This narrow definition is perhaps the single greatest barrier to a satisfying intimate life in our later years. If we define intimacy by this one goal, then any challenge, whether it's ED, pain, or low stamina, can feel like a complete failure. But intimacy is not a performance. It is a connection. We must give ourselves permission to broaden our definition. Intimacy is a rich, wide-ranging language, and intercourse is only one word in that language. As we age, we may simply need to explore the other parts of the vocabulary. Let's talk about sensuality. This is the act of engaging all your senses. It's the feeling of your partner's skin, the warmth of their body, the sound of their voice, the scent of their hair. It is about being fully present in a physical moment, without any goal or expectation. This can be expressed through a slow, lingering kiss, a gentle caress, or simply holding each other close. Let's talk about touch. A non-sexual, affectionate massage for a partner's sore back or aching feet can be one of the most intimate acts possible. Holding hands while you watch television or take a walk is a simple, profound way to maintain a physical bond. These forms of touch release the same oxytocin, the same cuddle hormone, that we discussed earlier. They build security, lower stress, and reaffirm your connection every single day. And let's talk about emotional intimacy. This is the foundation upon which all physical intimacy is built. It's the act of sharing your real thoughts, your fears for the future, your memories of the past. It's about being vulnerable with each other and knowing you are safe. For many couples, this deep conversation, this feeling of being truly seen and accepted by your partner, is the most satisfying part of their relationship. When you shift your focus from performance to connection, something magical happens. The pressure disappears. An evening spent cuddling, talking, and laughing, which might have felt like a failure under the old definition, is now recognized for what it truly is, a resounding success. A success in connecting, in showing love, and in reinforcing your bond. This new perspective allows you to explore what feels good now. Maybe intercourse is less frequent, but other forms of sexual pleasure are more prominent. The goal is to find mutual pleasure and connection, in whatever form that takes for you and your partner. This freedom is one of the great gifts of aging, if we choose to accept it. We've covered the personal and relational aspects. But there is one final critical health topic we must address. In our next chapter, we will discuss a subject that is too often overlooked in this age group, safe sex. Throughout this entire discussion, we have been celebrating the benefits of a healthy and active intimate life for seniors. We've talked about breaking taboos and embracing connection. But we cannot have this conversation responsibly without addressing a crucial, and often dangerously overlooked public health warning: sexually transmitted infections, or STIs. There is a widespread and mistaken assumption that STIs are a young person's problem. This assumption is not just wrong, it's proving to be dangerous. Public health organizations, including the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, have reported alarming statistics. In the last decade, there has been a sharp and significant rise in the rates of STIs, such as chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, and even HIV, among the population aged 55 and older. You might be asking, why is this happening? There are a few key factors. First, our society is changing. People are living longer, healthier lives. Divorce and widowhood are common, which means many seniors are finding themselves single and, understandably, seeking new partners and new relationships. Second, there is a biological factor. For senior women, the risk of pregnancy is no longer a concern. Because of this, the primary incentive for condom use, which for many decades was birth control, has been removed. This creates a false sense of security. Third, as we discussed in our chapter on healthcare, doctors are often not talking to their senior patients about sexual health. This means they are also not talking to them about safe sex practices or recommending STI screenings. This creates a perfect storm where a growing sexually active senior population is the least likely to be using protection and the least likely to be tested. We must be clear about the risks. The senior immune system, which naturally becomes less robust with age, can be more vulnerable to these infections. An STI that is treatable in a 20-year-old can lead to more serious complications in a 70-year-old, especially if it interacts with other chronic health conditions. Furthermore, symptoms of STIs can often be subtle or easily mistaken for other signs of aging, leading to them going undiagnosed for longer. So, what is the clear, actionable advice? It is simple. The rules of safe sex do not have an expiration date. If you are with a new partner, regardless of your age, you must protect yourself. The most effective way to prevent the transmission of most STIs is by using a condom, and using it correctly every single time. Furthermore, before beginning a new sexual relationship, it is a wise and responsible act of care, for both yourself and your new partner, for both of you to get screened for STIs. It may feel like an awkward conversation, but it is one of the most important you can have. Your sexual health is a vital part of your overall health. And protecting it is just as important at 65, 75, or 85 as it was at 25. We have now covered the benefits, the challenges, the solutions, and the critical warnings. In our final chapter, we will bring all of these ideas together in our conclusion. And so, we've reached the end of our discussion today. We've seen that sexuality in our later years is far from trivial. It is a cornerstone of our physical health, a balm for our mental well-being, and a vital part of human connection. Ignoring it, whether because of societal taboo or personal embarrassment, means ignoring a powerful tool for a happier, healthier life. We've learned that while physical changes are normal, solutions and adaptations exist. We've seen that intimacy can be redefined to fit your life, and that safety, as we just discussed, must always remain a priority. The most important takeaway is this: your health, your happiness, and your needs do not have an expiration date. You have the right to a full, vibrant, and intimate life at every single age. We truly hope this discussion has been helpful and perhaps empowering. What was your biggest takeaway from today's video? Is this a topic you feel is discussed openly enough in your community? Please share your thoughts respectfully in the comments section. If you found this video valuable, please like and share it with anyone you think might benefit from this information. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss our new, research-based health content. Thank you so much for watching. Be well, stay informed, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.